There's a lot going on now in our country where we're talking about racial reconciliation, and there's very little, I think, mentioned about the Native American tribes, the first tribes, the people that have been here for a very long time. But how do you guys see it? How do you see this awakening that seems to be happening? How does it impact? Is there any good, bad, overflow? I mean,
The dominant society, the whites, always said, call us black, half-breeds, stuff like that. So we didn't associate with the blacks a whole lot because they would look at, well, see, we told you that you're socializing with them, so you're one of them. So we did away. And, you know, it was a situation where it was us against the world. And, you know, I look at it now, I got a lot of black friends, some of my best friends. I'm going to step on some toes now, but we got a president that, in my opinion, is very racist. And, you know, when it comes from the top, it sort of lets everybody else think it's okay to do it.
right.
And, you know, we have members that have married blacks, and, you know, they have kids, but they are Monacan kids and Monacan people.
The awakening in the country over the past decade, while there has certainly been a focus on black-white relations, the Dakota Access Project and the fact that the federal government sent out fire hoses to deal with protesters out there is one example of a number of examples where I think there's an increasing awareness. And what we've been surprised about is, you know, in this fight to preserve this property, there were 12,000 people and organizations that wrote to the Army Corps of Engineers saying, no, this is not right, this is too much. The vast majority of them were not Native. They were white, right? And so I take that, and they're from rural areas.
A lot of them right here.
Yeah, a lot of them right here. So I think there's an awareness that some things are just so fundamentally wrong, and we've gotten them so wrong in this country, that it almost crosses the political and partisan divide. Where, you know, I was talking earlier, one of the private property owners here on part of Rasawek, he and I couldn't be more politically opposed, but we're united on one thing, which is this is not an appropriate way to advance local development at the cost of evidence of what was a dominant civilization in your state for a long time. And most Virginians know virtually nothing about American Indian history. It's sites like this that, when preserved and over time you have a plan to interpret, that closes the gap in understanding, and it's only through education, by bringing people out and showing them hands-on where people lived and how they lived, that you're going to close the discrimination gap.
There's so much more to explore, and we want you to join us on The Good Road.
For more in-depth content, meet us on the internet at thegoodroad.tv.
Hear more great stories, connect to organizations, and make sure you download our podcast, Philanthropology.